Hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so a lot going on around here. Some great, some not so great. Today we're going to go and try to figure out what's happening with our tomatoes. I mean, I know what's happening, but we're going to go and talk about that. And then we are going to harvest some really big bell peppers. That'll be exciting. And after that, I received this nifty little machine. It's a chainsaw in the mail, and I have some cleanup to do. So let's check that little gadget out together. Okay, I'll see you in the garden. Okay, so we're in the garden. And we have developed a typical problem in tomatoes, and it's called blossom end rot. I just took this off of one of our bushes. I'm extremely unhappy about this, of course, but I want to take this moment as a teaching time for you, right? So that maybe this might help you now or in the future. Okay, so a couple of reasons why we have this problem here. One is, oops, before we go on, I see a, yay! Okay, so we'll continue, and I'll tell you why this one is okay and this one is not. All right, so the reason why is the tomatoes over there on that side of the garden. My friend Barb is here and she's in camera. And she doesn't like to be, so she's going to move now. But the reason why this happens is we, in our region, a couple of reasons why this can happen. The reason why it happened to us is we got too much water, and we get rain, a ton of that in our region. And this year I decided to do an experiment, because it's my first garden in this location, to see if I had gotten the soil in ground good enough for tomatoes, because they're deep rooting, and so you have to have good soil going down quite a ways. And we had worked at it for 18 months. And so I thought, well, let's do most of our tomatoes in buckets, 5-gallon buckets, and do the arrest in ground, and we'll see if the ground is ready. Well, indeed, the ground is ready, and those tomatoes are doing all right. So that tells us something. Bucket growing in tomatoes in this really rainy region may not be the best idea. So we won't be doing that again next year. Now, it could have happened from another reason. It could be from soil. You could get a soil that has the spores inside of the soil, and you bring it home, and then you, of course, indoctrinate it into your garden. Now, the rule of thumb is to get rid of the plant and out of your garden, which we've done a couple over there last week as I've been battling this. And you can save the green tomatoes. I'll show you, I did that in the kitchen. I'll show you that now. Okay, so these are our green tomatoes, and what you're going to do is you can go a couple of different ways. Today I'm going to use this just paper bag that I have, and I'm just going to load it up. Load my tomatoes up. You won't believe it, even these little itty bitty guys, they're going to ripen up if you give them enough time. You put them inside, you seal your bag, just like that, and you put it in a dark cupboard, cool dark cupboard. Check it once a week to see how they're coming along, and then once they start to turn a blush, take them out, put them on your windowsill. That's one way. Or you can put them in a box, layer them, one layer, put on brown paper, another layer, brown paper, another layer, until you finished filling up the box. Put a lid on it and shove it in the back of an old coat closet. Keep an eye on it. All right, that's how you ripen your green tomatoes. See how easy that is? Okay, those will eventually turn red, and I'll be able to eat them, or you can have fried green tomatoes, right? Then you can have green tomato relishes. So all is not for naught. Alrighty, folks, okay, so learn from me. Let's talk about a few other things about the rot that's happening in the tomatoes. Blossom end rot is what that's called. And so I am pretty loyal to this brand. It's the Captain Jack's. It's a copper fungicide. And that's what this is. It's a fungus. So we have a fungus among us. And it's not a good one. And so I did use this remedy until the whole thing, and you do it like every 5 days. But the rot started during the rain. And so it was just getting washed away. So we just didn't really have a chance with trying to fix it this year. But this is a good remedy. I do recommend it. You do have to use a lot of it and frequently, especially obviously after it rains. And that was our problem this year. Fertilizing. We do fertilize our garden. And this is what we use. Right here. These are the directions. You don't need to pause now and read them. Buy yourself a bottle. I got this at one of the nursery stores and it cost me less than $10, and this will last this garden right here, this big old garden, for several years. So do yourself a favor and invest in the $10. No, they're not sponsored, just a great product. Okay, so now that we have discussed tomatoes and the plight that we are in, which is not fun, but it's a typical thing that happens. So we're going to go and pick, we already pulled those out, and we're going to pick all the greens off. If there's any marks on the bottom, they're probably going to be rotten inside. Prepare yourself for that. Just the ones that are perfect, unmarred. And then I showed you earlier what you can do with them. The Japanese Beetle. Our nemesis, right? And remember, I did that video for you just a couple of months ago. Interestingly enough, it's been viewed, well over 1,500 times in this short period. And the reason why it's been viewed this many times is because my remedy works. All right, so we dotted garlic all around the garden. Remember that? And we must have put in 25 cloves of garlic in this small little area. Hi, Rose. Rosie decided to visit us in the garden. And in any event, this is how they hatch. Look at this little hole right here. You see that? They come out of these little holes. So those grubs that you have in the ground that you're always getting so frustrated with, well, they're critters. And we had Japanese beetles here, and I knew I did when I was working the soil. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of these guys in here, so let's plant a lot of garlic. Well, it worked. Yes, okay. So let's talk a little bit about our banana peppers. Let's bring the camera down here. As you can see, we have tons, and we have harvested a lot. I think probably 40 peppers. And so these came out spicy this year. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a lot of these off because, of course, this poor pepper plant, his job is to reproduce. So we have to help him do that. So we're going to take some of the peppers off and then let some of them go become red in the hopes that the heat will temper down. So we'll harvest some of those and let some go to red. And then over here, we have our big bells. So this bell pepper is the same situation. We have some bell peppers on here, like this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it, and it's ready. This is I think the California Wonder Bell, and it would get even bigger than this, but we're gonna take this off now because, as you can see, it has more babies on here. See all the little baby bell peppers coming on right here. There's one right there. There's a couple right there. And so we want to give them a chance. We're going to pick him now, or her, and give these guys a chance because this guy is taking all the energy. So this is why we did what we did with the trellis. As you can see, success. The cantaloupes are growing up. Okay, so as you can see, we've removed all of the bad guys, and there was quite a few, unfortunately. I think we lost 6. And so We've given them lots of room so they have air. And I've taken off any of the icky leaves from the bottom and around, gave them a good drink of water. Everybody seems very grateful. So let's keep an eye on our babies. We have a little bit of yard work to attend to. And lucky for us, this neat little company that makes mini tools, the Saker company, has sent us this awesome tiny little chainsaw. I'm going to put all the information in the description for you if you're interested in it. So let's give it a try. What do you say? Okay, so here it is. It's nice and it's a good handful. I have smaller hands, so don't really judge by my hands. Everything is a little large for me, but this fits pretty good. And then I like that it has the guard here. It comes with the oil, and it comes with all the tools that you need to make sure that it, you know, it stays in good order. It's got a you hit this little trigger, and then it's got the battery, which is rechargeable, which is just awesome, I think. All right, we're gonna start with this little piece because we've been gathering twigs. We have to hit the safety button and then press. Woo! That was good. That went right through it. Holy cow. That's pretty darn good, don't you think? Wow. Okay, this one's a little thicker. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Press the button. Pretty easy. That was pretty good. All right. Well, I wasn't sure, but should we give this guy a try? Okay, let's give it a shot. Hopefully I can hold it steady enough. Okay, I'm gonna lean on it. I can't believe it, that was amazing. Okay, so there's this stump over here Barb's been dying to get out. Let's go over there. Okay, go ahead. It did it. The only reason why it stopped was because of my fingers. So I think this is a fantastic little gadget to have around. Okay, folks, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty amazed what this tiny little chainsaw can do. All I can say is thank you, Saker, for choosing us to give this a try, because this is going to be a very handy tool for us in our shop. All right, folks, I hope you think so too, and if you do, they're pretty affordable, so you should go to their link and check them out for yourself. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and until I see you next time, get outside and garden on. Bye!